Hi, welcome to Core Java tutorial. Today in this tutorial we are going to learn some more basics in Java. So before that, let's recollect what we have discussed in the previous session. And in the previous session we have written a class called A, and inside this class we took one instance variable int I. To access this instance variable, we have instantiated this class. That means we have created an object of this class. Then finally we have accessed this particular variable I with the help of an object called A. Right? So this is what we have discussed in the previous class. So today in this class, let us create a program first, then see the behavior of this compiling this particular class. Okay, fine. So here I have a file called test.java. In E drive, under E drive there is something called core Java, nothing but a folder. Inside a folder there is a file called test.java. So here in this test.java file I will create class A, and inside this class I'll take one method, public static void main, okay, string args. Okay. Inside this main method you just print what is the name, you just print the name of the class over here. System dot out dot print ln, and here inside this is class A. Okay, so here inside this particular test.java file I have created a class called A. So now I will create one more class called B inside the same file, and here I'm just going to print this is class B. I will create one more class C, and the name of the class is C, and here you just print this is a class C. Okay. So if you observe here, what will happen when I compile this particular Java file, right? So if I want to compile test.java, then obviously I need to use java c command. So when I compile this particular test.java class with the help of java c command, then what will happen? So initially in the in the previous program we have taken a class called A, and we have saved this class A with a.java. Now the name of the file and name of the class is different, and that too we have three classes inside this same file. And I will create one more class, class D, and I won't put anything inside this class. So can we compile this? So if yes, then what will happen in the background? If no, then what is the problem writing the Java programs in this in this particular manner? So here, before that, let us compile this program first. So this program is there, this test.java is there under E drive, and inside this E drive there is a folder called core Java. Inside this particular core Java folder there is a file called test.java. So let us open that first. So under E there is core Java. Here there is let us delete this particular header class file first. Okay, now we have only test.java. Okay, now you just open the command prompt here, and yes, now you compile this program java c space test.java, enter. See, there is no compilation error, and you can observe 4 classes got generated over here. So what will happen when we compile a Java file with the help of Java C command? So what will happen is, whenever you try to compile a Java file, this Java C command checks how many classes are there inside this particular Java file. Since here there are 4 classes are available, it will generate one .class file for each class. That means one .class file for this particular class, and one more .class file for this particular class, and one more .class file for this class, and one more .class file for this particular class. That means whenever you try to execute a Java file, the Java compiler will generate the classes according to, generate the class files according to the class files. Then how many number of classes are there in particular Java file, those many .class files will get generated with the name of the classes. So here, since there is a class called A, we can observe one .class file with the name A. At the same time, for B, for C, and for D. So if you observe over here, there are 3 classes with main function and one class with no data inside this, right? So can we create the classes like this? Yes, we can create the classes with nothing inside that. So there is a rule saying that nothing is important inside a class. Then why do we go for these type of classes? So I don't think so there will be a use when we define a classes like this. So I never define a classes with nothing inside this. Okay, but there is a rule saying that nothing is compulsory inside a class. Okay, to demonstrate that, I just created a class with the name D, so nothing inside this particular class. Okay, fine. If I want to execute class A, then what I need to do over here? So here, if I want to execute a Java class, then obviously we have to use a command called Java space. Since here there are 4 .class files got generated, so you have to specify the name of the .class file which you want to execute, right? So here, if I want to execute a .class file called A, and you just give the name of the .class file, that's it. And if you press enter, you can see the output of the main function of class A. And at the same time, if you want to execute class B, then obviously you specify the name of the class. At the same time, C, right? So if you specify D, then what will happen? Since whenever the Java command will get execute on top of a class file, then the Java command will search for the main function with this particular prototype. In case if this particular Java command does not find public static void main, which is going to accept string array as an argument, if it won't find, then obviously it will throw one exception saying that main function is not found. So let us see whether it will throw an exception or not. You just press enter and see here. So no such method error main. Okay, so the Java command only identifies the main method which is having this particular prototype. Okay, so to demonstrate that, I'll just remove the string args. I will save this and I will compile this program again. Then again the .class files will get generated, and since I modified the class C, so I will execute class C first, Java space C. So now it will throw the error. See here. Now if I execute class A, it has to execute fine. If I execute class B, it will get execute fine. If I execute class D, it will throw an exception saying that main method is not found. Okay, so now there is a question, can we define more classes in a single Java file? Yes, we can define. If yes, then how to compile that file? Yes, normally, so we have to use a Java C command to compile a Java file. So what will happen when we compile that particular file? So whenever you compile Java file, then obviously the Java C command generate the classes, I mean to say the dot class files according to the class wise. Okay, and how to execute different classes by specifying the name of the class. With the help of a Java command, we can execute specific classes. Okay, the next one is, why do we need to save a Java file with the name of a class? Okay, so now I will create one more a class. See here, class, the name of the class is X. Okay, inside this class I will take one main function. I will copy from here. Okay, so here, and this is class X. Okay, let us save this class, I mean this file, in the same folder with the name of the class. The name of the class is x.java. Okay, so save this. See, now name of the class is X and the name of the file is X. Now you just come here, you just compile this Java C space x.java, right? So here there is, if you see here, there is a file called x.java and there is no file called x.class, right? So whenever we compile this particular Java file, then we will get a dot class file called X, since we have defined a class X inside this particular Java file called X, right? So now you just press enter. Yeah, so if you observe here, there is a file got generated x.class, right? So if I want to execute this particular class, then obviously Java space X. If you see here, this is class X. That means, what is the difference between giving the name of the file, I mean name of the class as a name of the file, and name of, I mean what makes the difference between these two programs? So here the name of the class itself is a name of a file, but here it is not. So the benefit, what is the benefit which we will get if we use name of the classes as name of the files? So the benefit is, we can compile and execute the Java classes with the same name. If we save a Java file with the name of a class, then we can compile and execute that particular class with the same name. There is no confusion here. Okay, if you observe here, so once you compile this test.java, obviously it will generate n number of class files depending upon the number of classes available inside this particular test.java. So if you want to execute a particular .class file, you have to go to this particular location where it has been saved and compiled, and you need to execute execute particular class. You need to identify the class first which you want to execute, then you need to get the name of the class, and you need to go to this particular Java, I mean to say the command prompt. There you need to specify the name of the class, right? So to avoid this confusion, so we have to go for, I mean to say the standard practice is always save the name of the class, I mean always save the files with the name of the classes. Okay, so here you might have a doubt that, so since I have 4 classes over here, can I save abcd.java? So you can save, but the behavior is entirely different. It will become abc, the way how we have defined test.java, it will become abcd.java, then obviously again you will have to go to the location where you have compiled, and you need to get the name of the .class file which you want to get, which you want to execute. Okay, so it is better to have only one class in a one Java file, and the name of the class should be equals to the name of the file, so that we can compile and execute the classes with the same name. Okay, so fine, let us create one more class. So class y. So inside this class I will take a main function the way how we took in this particular class called x. Okay, so here we just mention, so this is class y. Okay, fine, you just save this particular class or a file with the name of the class, that means y.java. Okay, so yes, save this, and you can see one file got created. The name of the file is y.java. Okay, fine, you just save this, and you just come here to the command prompt and execute, or sorry, compile this particular Java file, java c space y.java. So there is no compilation error, and you can see one .class file got generated for this particular y.java. So here java space y. So I am giving the name of the class. Since the name of the class and name of the file both are equal, I can give the same name, right? So if I execute this particular class, then obviously I can see the output of the class, nothing but this is class y. Okay, so now you just come to the file and mention it as public class. Okay, save this file, come over here and compile this and execute this. So there is no compilation error, and execute this, there is no runtime error, it got executed fine. Then why did I mention this? What is the intention behind this particular public keyword? The intention is, let us create one more class in the same file, class z. Okay, so inside this particular class you just create one main method saying that this is class z. Okay, now compile this file. So you can see, you can observe one more .class file will get generated here. Yes. Okay, now if you want to execute the z.class file, obviously you have to use a Java command followed by the name of the class called z. So this is class z. So here you just come to the same program and mention it as public. Save this program and come over here and compile the program z. Before that, clear the screen. Okay, and java c space y dot java, right? So I'm trying to compile y dot java file which is having two classes, class x, sorry, class y and class z, and both the classes are public, right? So you just compile the program now, and you can observe an error here. So y dot java at the line number 10. Where is the line number here? 10. If you see here, class, what is the error? It is saying that the error is saying that class z is public. Yes, it is public. Should be declared in a file named z.java. It is saying that, hello boss, you have to define this public class z in a file called z.java. That means what? Here you just move this file to a file called Control X. You just move this file to the this class to a different file which is having the name z.java. Okay, now you save this, and here z.java got created. You just remove this .class file whichever got generated previously and save both the files, and you come here and exit compile java c space y.java. There is no compilation error. Java c space z.java. See, there is no compilation error, right? So if you want to execute java space z, then obviously it will give the output corresponding to this particular z.class file, and if you execute y, then obviously it will give the output which corresponds to the class y. Okay, fine. So here I don't want to move this z.java. No. Okay, fine. Copy this. Anyways, we took this and here. So I'll create instead of z, just let's take p. Okay, class p. Okay, save this. This is same as previous, but the name of the class is different, right? So save this particular Java file and come here, and it will reproduce the previous error. See here, the same error. It is saying that the class P is public. So since it is a public, it must be defined in a file called p.java. It is saying like that, right? So I don't want this class P to be moved to a file called p.java. I want this class P should be here in the same file called y.java. Okay, then what should I do? You have to remove the public to avoid the compilation error. So because of the public only it is giving the compilation error, right? You just remove the public and come here and compile this file. See, now it will execute fine. It would have, it got one file got generated with the name p.class. Now if you want to execute the class P, you just use java command followed by name of a class. See, so here there is one rule saying that in Java there is a rule which says that one Java file should contain only one public class. Okay, if the Java file contains a public class, then the name of the file and name of the public class must be equal. Okay, so here to demonstrate that, I will modify this name of the class to y1. Okay, so now you compile this file again, you can see the same error. Since hello boss, so the error is saying that hello, you have defined one class which is a public. It must be defined in a file called y1.java. It should not be there in a file called y. That means what? In Java there is a basic rule, so which says that if a Java file contains a public class, then the name of the class equals to the name of a file. So one Java file does not allow two or more public classes inside it. So this is one basic rule in Java. Okay, so now you just see, I just removed y1 and I specified only y, and if you come here, and I know I have saved this program, yes, I saved it, and you come here and compile this, so it will compile fine, right? So this is all for this tutorial, and let's recap what we have discussed in this tutorial, right? So in this tutorial we have discussed can we discuss the questions? Can we define more classes in a single Java file? Yes, we can define. So if yes, then how to compile that file? So as usual, using java c command. So what will happen if we compile that file? So what will happen is, so whenever the Java file will get compiled by the java c command, the javac command will generate the .class files according to the class wise, and how to execute the different classes by specifying the name of the class, using the java command followed by the name of the class which you want to execute. So why do we need to save a file with the name of the classes, right? So if we save the files with the name of the classes, that means whenever we save whenever the file name and class name both are equal, then we can compile and execute we execute the java files or classes with the same name. Otherwise we will have to go to the location where that particular java file has been saved and compile that, and it will obviously generate the .class file for one .class file for each and every class. Then where exactly the .class file has been generated, you just need to go to that location. You need to identify which class file you want to execute, then you need to specify the class name using java command. So there are so many steps involved in that. So to avoid all these things, you just save the files with the class name so that you can compile and execute the classes with the same name. There will be no confusion. Okay, so then what will happen when we define a class as a public in Java file? So whenever you define a class as a public in a Java file, then obviously the name of the class and name of the public class and the name of the file must be equal. In case if it is not equal, it will throw the compilation error saying that the public classes always must be moved to the files whose names are equals to the name of the public classes, right? And one Java file allows only one public class inside it. Okay, so these are all the 3 questions we have discussed, or 3 basic concepts we have discussed in this particular tutorial. Thank you for watching.